Imagine this. You're sitting in your living room doing a puzzle or playing a memory game on a tablet, and 6 months later, you notice you're sharper, you remember names more easily, you feel less foggy. But here's the real question. Do brain games really protect your mind, or are they just fun distractions? In today's video, I'm going to share evidence-based brain strategies beyond crosswords, including social connection, learning new skills, and lifestyle habits that help maintain and even boost your cognitive health after 50. Whether you're already worried about memory slips or simply want to age with a sharper brain, these are things you'll actually feel. Let's dive in. As we get older, it's natural to notice occasional forgetfulness, where we put the keys, forgetting someone's name, or blanking on a word. Our brains don't turn off, but they change. Neurons, synapses, white matter, blood flow, everything gradually gets more vulnerable to wear and tear. That's where cognitive reserve comes in. The idea that a more resilient brain can better absorb damage or decline without showing symptoms. The good news? Research suggests there are things we can do to bolster that reserve. Not just reactive tricks, but proactive habits that help preserve thinking, memory, processing speed, and flexibility. Brain aging versus brain resilience. Now, many people assume brain training apps are the silver bullet, but the truth is more nuanced. Some studies show modest gains in the specific task practiced, but generalized benefits, improving tasks you didn't train on, are smaller, inconsistent, or absent. By Harvard Health Study, the National Institute on Aging cautions that there is not enough evidence to support that commercial brain training apps improve overall thinking or memory. A meta-analysis of 14 randomized controlled trials found no superior effect of brain games over other interventions on global cognition in seniors. But that doesn't mean nothing works. In fact, emerging research and real-world experience suggest a multimodal approach is far more powerful, combining games, social engagement, physical activity, novelty, rest, and learning. That's the heart of what we'll explore in this video. Brain games plus brain habits that actually move the needle, principles of what works. Before we dive into specific activities, here are 4 guiding principles drawn from neuroscience and aging studies. 1. Challenge plus novelty. The brain thrives when pushed outside its comfort zone. Doing more of the same puzzles, same routines, leads to diminishing returns. Novel tasks force new neural pathways, creating plasticity. 2. Variety and multi-domain engagement. Activities that mix memory, attention, reasoning, visual, spatial, and motor skills are more potent than single task drills. 3. Consistency over intensity. Small, regular practice over time beats occasional bursts. Frequency, 3 to 5 times per week, is key. 4. Lifestyle supports are essential. Brain games alone can't do all the work. Sleep, physical exercise, nutrition, stress management, and social ties form the foundation. With these principles in mind, let's walk through 6 evidence-supported brain strategies you can actually use, plus how to combine them. Brain strategy number 1, social and conversational engagement. Why it helps? Human conversation demands listening, memory, language, inference, shifting attention all at once. Social isolation is one of the strongest risk factors for cognitive decline. Social engagement helps reduce stress, supports mood, and encourages novelty, new topics, and perspectives. Examples and practical tips. Join or start a book club, discussion group, or learning circle. Volunteer where you interact regularly, mentoring, tutoring, reading to others. Play cooperative board games or card games in a group rather than solo puzzles. Try conversation prompts nights. Each person brings a question or idea to discuss. Use technology, video calls with family or online discussion groups. Evidence support. A large study of approximately 5,932 older adults with mild cognitive impairment found those engaging often in cognitively stimulating activities, games, reading, hobbies, had better memory, attention, and processing speed over time. In a longitudinal study, playing analog games more frequently was associated with less cognitive decline between ages 70 and 79. Some board game trials show improvements in mental function, especially when the activity is social and complex. Recent popular coverage suggests board games like chess or mahjong may reduce dementia risk, likely due to combined mental plus social elements. Caveats and tips for making it work. Make sure the group is somewhat challenging, not trivial conversation. Rotate facilitators or topics to keep novelty. Push yourself to talk about things slightly outside your comfort zone, history, science, philosophy, and new hobbies, rather than just safe topics. Brain strategy number 2, learn a new skill, for example, language and instrument. Why it helps? Learning new skills forces your brain to reorganize, lay down new connections, and recruit brain circuits you may rarely use. Foreign languages, musical instruments, dance, drawing, these all tap into multiple domains: auditory, visual, motor, and memory. The use it or lose it principle is strongest when it is something you haven't done before. Practical ideas. Try a new language through app, class, or language exchange. Learn musical instruments, piano, guitar, or ukulele. Take a dance or movement class, ballroom, tango, or folk dance. Learn a craft or art, painting, pottery, or woodworking. Try coding, digital art, or 3D modeling, even on beginner apps. Evidence support. In a study of brain training games, participants improved in task-specific abilities, attention, processing speed, though generalization was mixed. Some cognitive training studies show improvement in executive functions when the tasks are complex and adaptive. A review of digital gameplay interventions suggests that games with strong engagement, challenge, and novelty may better promote cognitive benefits in older adults, but that design and consistency matter a lot. Tips to maximize benefit. Start slow. Expectancy mismatch can discourage you. Use adaptive learning where difficulty adjusts to your level. Commit to a schedule, 20 to 30 minutes and 3 to 4 times per week. Track progress visibly, journals, video diaries. Combine with social elements, for example, jam sessions, language meetups. Brain strategy number 3, complex games and strategy. Why it helps. Strategy games require planning, working memory, anticipation, inhibition, and switching between tasks, a mental gym. Especially when paired with social play, they multiply benefits. Types of games to consider: board games and tabletop strategy, chess, Go, Settlers of Catan, modern Euro-style games that require resource management. Card games with memory and calculation, bridge, cribbage, rummy, euchre. Puzzle games with dynamic rules beyond static crosswords, for example, logic puzzles, variant sudokus, riddles. Serious video games or exagames, if you're tech-savvy, games combining movement, problem-solving, multitasking. Evidence and caution. Some meta-analyses show that game-based training improves processing speed modestly. But many caution that gains often stay within the trained tasks and do not always generalize broadly. The consensus among neuroscientists is that commercial brain training hype often overstates benefits. Still, studies show computer gaming at higher frequencies is associated with lower dementia risk and improved memory, attention, fluid intelligence, reaction time, and hippocampal volume. A recent study on an AR-based physical cognitive game in older adults showed improvements in inhibition, cognitive flexibility, and reaction times. Tips to get the most out of strategy games. Aim for games with evolving strategies, not fixed patterns. Play with others. Discuss moves. Reflect on improvements. Occasionally switch to new games to maintain novelty. Reflect on mistakes. Do a post-mortem to learn. Brain strategy number 4, dual task and multimodal training. What is it? Dual task training means combining 2 tasks at once. For example, walking plus counting backward, doing math while moving. The idea is to train divided attention, inhibition, switching. Why it helps. Real life rarely involves single tasks. Your brain constantly juggles multiple streams: walking, talking, planning. Dual task training more closely mimics daily demands and may transfer better. Examples you can try today. Walk while trying to list words from a category. For example, animals starting with B. March in place while doing mental arithmetic or reciting alternating sequences. Use apps or exergames that combine physical movement and cognition. Dance, footwork plus memory of steps. VR or AR games that require movement plus cognitive challenge if accessible. A pilot study with AR-based physical cognitive training in older adults, 60 to 78, showed significant improvements in inhibition, cognitive flexibility, accuracy, and reaction time after approximately 18 sessions. There is growing interest in serious games and exergames, games combining exercise plus cognition for older adults, but design must consider usability and challenge levels. Caveats and best practices. Start with easy dual tasks. Don't overload yourself. As your confidence grows, increase complexity or speed. Use safe environments. Example, hold onto a railing while walking dual task. Track performance. See how error rates or speed change. Brain strategy number 5, spacing, interleaving, and memory techniques. Why it matters. Traditional cramming doesn't build lasting memory. Cognitive science shows that spacing, distributing practice over time, and interleaving, mixing different types of problems, strengthen retention. Using mnemonic devices, method of loci, visualization, and retrieval practice helps in coding and recall. How to apply. Instead of doing one memory puzzle for 30 minutes, break it into 3 10-minute sessions spaced over the day or week. Mix different cognitive tasks, examples vocabulary, math, spatial puzzles, rather than repeating the same type. Use retrieval practice. After reading or doing a task, pause and try to recall without looking. Use mnemonics for names, lists, sequences, examples, acronyms, mental imagery. Create memory walks, method of loci. Assign items or ideas to locations in a familiar route. Why it helps. In theory, spacing forces your brain to re-engage retrieval, which strengthens connections. Interleaving encourages discriminating among different strategies. These tactics give better long-term retention than repetitive practice of one thing. If you want to remember faces and names once you meet someone, mentally assign a visual hook. For example, picture them wearing a red hat. Then later, quiz yourself, what was that person's name? Retrieval helps cement the memory. Brain strategy number 6, sleep, physical activity, and brain health. Why it's foundational, not optional. No brain game can substitute for a well-rested, well-fed, well-oxygenated brain. Sleep consolidates memory, clears metabolic waste, example, beta amyloid, and supports synaptic plasticity. Physical exercise, especially aerobic plus resistance training, is among the most reliably supported interventions for cognitive health. Nutrition, stress reduction, and vascular health are cofactors. Poor heart health, blood sugar dysregulation, and chronic stress all degrade cognition. Best practices: aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, consistent schedule, dark room, wind-down routine, regular aerobic exercise, brisk walking, swimming, cycling, 150 minutes per week, moderate, resistance and strength training 2 to 3 times per week. Muscle mass correlates with brain health. Mindfulness, meditation, breathwork, manage stress, reduce cortisol. Heart-healthy diet, Mediterranean dash, rich in vegetables, fish, nuts, healthy fats, low in processed sugar. Stay socially and intellectually active. These augment effects. Evidence highlights. Cognitive training may show limited gains, but physical activity shows stronger and more consistent benefits on global cognition, executive function, and processing speed, widely supported in gerontology literature. Harvard Health warns that computerized programs may only improve the specific tasks trained. The real brain health gains likely come from holistic lifestyle strategies. The Brain Games plus Lifestyle Synergy model is supported conceptually in reviews of aging and cognitive reserve research. Key takeaways: brain training alone is insufficient. The combination approach is stronger. Prioritize social and conversational engagement, learning new skills, strategy and complex games, and dual task training. Use spacing, interleaving, memory techniques to make retention more durable. Support your brain with sleep, exercise, diet, and stress management. Be consistent, adaptive, and enjoy the journey. Don't turn your brain workouts into a chore. If you liked the video, please share, subscribe, and like. Thank you.